and gentlemen, welcome back to another installment of Nightwalk. I am your co-host, Jacob, aka Nasty Caliber. And to my right, as usual, my man, Big T in the building.
What's up, everybody? Hello, hello.
And across from me, he is the 6'5", possibly 6'6", gentle behemoth of Nightwalk, the rabbit hole himself, Izzy motherfucking P.
What's up?
And to my left tonight, a little bit of a change up, but he's back, he's here, and he's ready. But he is Tyler the Wizard. Welcome back.
What's going on?
Hey, not a lot, but
wait.
let's address the elephant in the room, right? Tensions.
Or that's not in the room.
Is there
the
an elephant here?
that metaphorically is in the room while also not being in the room. Paradox. Pete's not here.
He isn't here.
The villain of Nightwalk is not here.
He's here somewhere. I can feel his presence.
He's
That's the paradox. The presence of his not present.
his presence of his absence is just.
Yes, there you go.
So he's not here this week. He had some he had a medical emergency
It had like a
in a way.
I think he was working out and had something happen there or something like that. No, that's what I heard.
That's what I thought.
I don't know anything, so
What happened?
Well, he's been working his arm out nonstop, I feel like, ever since we talked about it.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I just feel like he maybe worked his arm too
We thought he
far
was
this
training, like working out, like pumping up.
I
No.
did not that I know of.
Oh, well, then maybe he wasn't.
No,
Maybe
I don't
just,
know.
Maybe something
I
just happened to it.
I've seen him a couple times throughout the week, and it's just like it really gets to bothering him after he starts using it. So he'll I've seen him like stretch it and stuff, but I've never seen him do. I don't know if that means that doesn't mean he doesn't, but
We'll find out when he comes
Oh,
back.
okay.
I just
well,
think
yeah.
I just think it's just been getting worse. So I guess it's
Questions that need answered.
yeah. So they said it was a pinched nerve, right, in his neck.
Was it his
And-
neck or his shoulder?
Well, I think it was both. He said his arm and his neck.
Ooh,
we're
that's
both
scary.
hurting
That's
him.
scary.
So
It's tough.
Yeah.
That's scary. We've got a family history of the pinched nerve problem in the
Mhm.
neck, affects the arm,
And
messes
that's
a
what
lot
it
of
was
things
doing.
up. I
yeah.
hope for Pete that's not the case.
Yeah, it's definitely not.
For sure.
Definitely not.
And
It sucks to see him like that, dude.
we wish him a
'cause-
speedy recovery.
Yeah, we definitely do. Because I've went to his house a couple times over this little period of time where we haven't been posting, but neither here nor there. And yeah, I mean, it's just like he doesn't even shoot pool really anymore. Like he'll shoot a game and he's like, I got one more in me, and that's probably about it. like-
Man, not
Yeah,
That's tough
it
to see,
sucks.
bud.
It does suck, dude. It sucks.
well, and I know, like when I heard he was in the ER, it was like it's got to be bad.
Yeah, because right. Pete's
he's
not the
gonna-
guy that's gonna walk
No,
right to the
no.
doctor if he needs something. Like
Right.
it's been bothering him for a while. So
Mm.
yeah, we wish him a speedy recovery. Hopefully he can be back next week, or not next week, but 2 weeks from now, because next week we are taking off for the 4th of July.
4th of July celebration.
Since it falls on a Monday, it's like the whole weekend is just going to be nothing but celebration
Yeah.
and
Let's go,
family
baby.
time. So
Let's go.
yeah, we're excited for that. So since we won't be here, happy 4th of July to everybody.
Happy 4th of July, guys. Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of
Happy
July to
Independence
everybody.
Day, everybody.
Yeah, so don't forget to celebrate and do all that good stuff. So anyways, how has everybody been?
I've been great. I've I don't know, just same as usual, just enjoying life, working, and I take my time out to the campground every weekend. Softball season's finally wrapped up and baseball season's finally wrapped up. Great job to Olivia for softball and Jansen for baseball. They both did a great job. And also props to their coach, Olivia's coach,
Yeah.
Isaiah. You did a great job.
Thanks.
But other than
pretty
that,
well,
I'm
too.
happy all the sports are wrapped up for, a month. I think we've got a break. So, and we can just enjoy the summer. So
Right on.
that's where I'm at.
Hell yeah, dude. Good to hear.
That's where I'm at. So, Isaiah, how about you?
Oh, my time's been good. Been doing a lot, helping a lot of people out, moving people into their new home. New family came in. And You know, just been spending time around the house.
Man,
You know?
shout out to them. Glad
Yeah.
you're back home.
Yeah, let's go fam. Let's go fam. Always good to have more family. I've never had a complaint about having too much family.
Can't.
And let's see here. Been spending a lot of time pool, work. You know, I like swimming a lot.
Dude,
now.
it's been miserably hot the past couple weeks.
That it has. It has been
So if you
hot.
if you are if your area was affected by high temperatures too, I hope you guys had a pool.
Yeah,
Because
for real.
That pool over at Glenn's house has been my fucking sanctuary for the past few weeks. Like every day after work, pretty much I go over there and swim.
That's
nice.
like lucky for Isaiah. He's got
Yeah.
one right up the road.
Right.
Grandma and Grandpa's.
Nice in-ground pool.
When you say sanctuary, bro, like me,
That really is back
It
there
is,
too.
bro.
Like it
It
really
is. Yeah,
is
like
like a
you'll have to
Working all day, you're
go
like
there
thinking,
Yeah.
sometime,
like,
bro.
that's
We'll all have
that's
to
where
go.
I'm going.
right.
Yeah.
It's nice,
Dude, you know what's funny is that I drive by that place sometimes, like when I go to work or whatever, and I see the clubhouse in the back still
Uh-huh.
standing.
Oh yeah.
I just-
talking about my parents.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think it'll be around long before us.
It's just cool, dude. It's just cool that it's still there.
My dad builds
Long
stuff.
after
He
us.
builds it the last.
Yeah, like
So
they don't build them like they used to.
yeah, I think I was like 10 years old when he built that thing, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So,
Now you're like what, 70,
Yeah.
80?
Yeah.
100 million?
50 something years ago. He built that.
Anyway, my week was good. I had a good week. Tyler,
You know, I
The
took
Wizard.
Tyler the Wizard. I took a trip to Gatlinburg. That was nice, and
Hell yeah, dude.
we didn't do an episode last week, I know, but
Who'd you
I
go
wasn't-
with?
my family, just my family. And it was a good time. It was really fun. So,
Gatlinburg's fun, man.
it was a
yeah,
good time.
we were camping, and it was a good time.
Oh,
Had to get
cool.
up at 6 in the morning every morning, so I didn't feel like I was on vacation,
Yeah.
really. But it was a good time.
What'd you guys do? Like,
One day we went and drove to the park and just some other restaurants and stuff like that.
that's what's up.
Drank some moonshine.
Hell yeah, that's where you get. That's where
No
you get
zip
the good stuff.
lining or
No, not. We did like an alpine slide. That was about it. But
okay.
nothing
Well,
too crazy.
It's cool because my 3 younger kids, they have been in Gatlinburg for this whole past week. So about the time I think you were coming back, they were headed there. So they've had a great
We lived
time.
in Gatlinburg this year.
Yeah, we went to Gatlinburg not too long ago.
Yeah.
Hey,
Where was
I
my
mean,
invite for that?
Look, we're in Ohio.
Well,
you
and
weren't
one of the-
around, bud.
you
One of the
weren't.
greatest.
You
things
weren't
to
always
go
been
see
around,
is
man.
Gatlinburg.
You weren't around, bud.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, but
No, I just think that's cool. Gatlinburg is, like I said, we're from Ohio, so one of the greatest things close by is Gatlinburg,
Right.
Tennessee.
About
Now,
4
what is it,
hours.
I was going to say 4 or 6.
Yeah,
it used
4
to
to
be
6,
longer, but
depending
now
on-
it only takes about 4, I think, to
Yeah.
get there. So
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's not too bad. I mean, it does suck driving 4 hours,
Yeah,
but
I mean,
really it's
3 hours
not that
Kentucky and about an hour in Tennessee, and you're there.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Dude, I drove the Grand Marquis down
Yep.
Gatlinburg.
Yes, you did, dude. Yes, you did.
but it's touristy. It's it's grown into like this big tourist hotspot.
Yeah.
So it's always
Yeah.
busy. Everything's busy.
Yeah, and it's cool that they've like to see them recover from the fires
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff. Like, we did the sky bridge, so we had to take the lift up the mountain and everything, and you could see like all the places where it was burnt. You could see where they had to replace that whole thing. Like
Yeah.
everything there was brand new, which made me feel really good.
Yeah, that was back. Is
16,
that 2020?
20 the fire. They had one this year too, but they were
The
big.
really
one was in
bad one, yeah.
2016.
That was a few years
2016
ago.
Yeah.
when the really bad one hit.
Can you believe
Okay.
that? It's been that long.
Yeah,
I
I never-
know. I can't. I can't.
Never
crazy.
gonna
I'm
forget
like,
that. Like I remember.
I'm
going
gonna
to
stop
college.
quoting times because I'm so far off. It's funny. Like I met my cousin last night. Well, I didn't meet her for the first time. I've known her whole life. But
I met my cousin last night.
she has I guess it'd be my second or third cousin or whatever, her kids. So, and I was talking about it, and I was like, last time we had seen was unfortunately at one of our family's funerals. And I was like, well, that wasn't that long ago. It was probably, I guess, about 6 years ago. So I looked at her youngest, and I was like, I guess that's the one I met. Nope, it was her middle child who was 15. And I was like, oh, geez,
Shit.
okay. Or no, I'm sorry, not 15, 13. But still, I was just kind of like, dang.
Damn.
Time flies.
Yeah.
I have no concept of what is past. And, once it's gone, it's like,
Me too.
well, that
It's
happened
just-
yesterday. No.
That was a week ago. Oh,
Yeah.
what the fuck? I do that too, dude. Like, it's just time's flying, dude. It's fucking flying.
It's hard to keep track of it, dude. It's hard
Just
to keep track of it.
touching back on that fire though, in 16, I remember I was in college and we had all that smoke roll in from the fire, and
Mhm.
I remember getting up and going to school, and I could smell the smoke and see it. Like, it
Isn't
just
that nuts,
came
dude?
in. Man, it's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's something I'll never forget. So.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And the way the sun looked, do you remember that? Like, it was just like you could, the sun's like at like 6 o'clock or something. You're just looking up at it like,
Dude, those fires are
normal?
just
Right.
why isn't this burning my retina right now?
yeah,
you know?
dude. Those fires are crazy. Some of the pictures and videos from that place where like it looks like the sky's orange,
Yeah.
Yeah.
just like everywhere there's fire.
Crazy.
Crazy shit. But they've bounced back. I mean,
They definitely have a good economy. I mean, the tour. It's good. It's a touristy
Yeah,
spot because it
right.
definitely helped the economy.
for sure.
Right.
But yeah. But that's all I've been up to.
Hell yeah. So I have been doing pretty good. Just working.
Nobody asked you, Jacob.
Well, nobody has to.
I was thinking about asking him, but
I figured if I don't start myself, nobody would ask. So it was like a stalemate. But anyways, so I've been pretty good, Now I have 2 cameras to look at, so this is weird. But I've been pretty good and working, chilling. We've been partying a lot over at Glenn's. Every weekend we party there,
Glenn.
which is cool. Glenn also will be on the podcast soon. He was supposed to be on tonight, but a lot of things went haywire.
It was
Well-
haywire, very haywire.
Well, Pete not being able to be here, that was
the
one of
big
the
one.
Big
things
factor.
we didn't
I
wanna have
wanted everybody to be here.
such
when
an
Glenn was
awesome
here.
guest on
Yeah.
when,
Which
and not have
honestly was
everybody here,
probably it was probably for the better because we were not prepared.
No, we weren't. We've got a lot of work to do.
Yeah,
and we don't wanna- so. Exactly. We don't want to have a guest out here and then spend hours setting up.
Yeah, right.
But,
But he's gonna come on. He wants to. So, and we're gonna get him on as soon as we can.
Yeah, I guess I should say. I mean, we've got a lot of things coming that are going to be changes. We're trying to get the studio figured out. It's a tough space to work in, but
Yeah.
we've got.
yeah.
I'm sure, as you've seen, we've got more cameras now. We get some lights come in, so we need to get all that stuff marked on the ground so we can just get it out and roll.
Put
when
it right
comes
where
time.
yeah.
Right.
So we don't have to keep guessing every week.
Love the sound of that.
Yeah.
Tyler's got a lot of great ideas. It's going to make a lot things a lot easier when it comes to getting in here and doing this.
Right.
So we look forward to that. And you're going to see probably a lot more content coming out.
Yeah.
Like it should be.
And like he said, dude, like you obviously tell there's more cameras now, so that's a big upgrade. It's a
Right.
big step up
Right.
for us. So
Big changes. Big
Yeah.
You
changes.
can see the wizardry happening.
yeah, things are happening. The Nightwalk's gonna be a good show one day.
One
Oh,
day.
yeah.
One day. One
So
day.
how yeah, man, that's
Time,
But
that's
yeah,
nuts.
and I understand too. Like the studio is confined, especially when the podcast has grown to what it has. We're at 5 horsemen now, so
Yeah.
there's 5 people around this table from now on.
Yeah.
So, and originally we started out with 3. So at 3 people in this space was fine, and we just did audio. It
Yep.
wasn't. It was awesome,
Right.
but we have to make some changes.
Yep. This podcast has to progress, which is why it progressed when we brought Pete on board, brought a whole new element there, and now we got Tyler on board. So we're making good progress, and I'm happy with it.
Yeah, it's gonna be
That's
fun.
what's up.
You can't keep that
Can't
thing
keep
lit,
it lit,
can
man.
you, bud?
Man.
Man,
We
you
also
need a
might want
torch.
to check these in a second just to make sure they're still rolling.
Yeah, for
'cause
sure. We can do that. Yeah, like,
That's the problem. That's
things
gonna be
like
the big
that.
problem.
Things like that. That's just how it has to be
Is
for
there-
now.
is
If I
there a
gotta
way
get up
that you
during the
can
podcast
extend
and
that
check,
time?
you know what I'm saying?
There's no way for these, but if we get stuff laid out to a way that I don't have to be in the shots all the time, I can slip around.
Yeah, if
and-
you can slip around us, that would be nice.
Yeah,
So,
but those are all things in the
We'll
future.
figure that out.
We're gonna figure all that shit
Yeah,
out
we'll get it.
once
Figure
we
that out.
iron the
we've got to
details
get
out.
the kinks out,
Exactly.
so.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Exactly. So, yeah.
So what has piqued your guys' interest here lately? I mean, we haven't been in the studio for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So,
There's been
I mean, we have, but we haven't done anything.
There's
We
been a
haven't
lot
really
going
talked
on.
about.
What
There-
piques my
something-
interest?
well,
Man,
what-
I'll tell you
not
what.
what-
I
not
mean,
what-
let's talk about the big one.
I was about to say not what piques my interest, but I know exactly what you're about to say.
Roe versus Wade.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got to talk about it at least
So
a little bit.
yeah, the Supreme Court over the last week overturned Roe v. Wade, which gives each state now the choice whether abortion is legal or
Right.
illegal.
And this is a constitutional amendment that was set in place 50 years ago. So, I mean, it's big. It is a huge deal. But at the same time, I feel like when Roe v. Wade came into play, we the people were naive in life in itself. You know what I mean? One of the big things, in my opinion, was, Roe v. Wade gave women the choice to decide what happens with their body. Woman's body, woman's choice, right? Well, life itself wasn't taken into so much consideration because we didn't realize and this is my feelings, when Roe v. Wade was made an amendment, life itself was not considered where it is today. Now we know that a heartbeat that exists at 6 weeks. You know what I mean? We know that life exists as early as at least 6 weeks.
Right.
That changes everything. You know what I mean? From that point on, wait a minute. If it's a life choice, then why are we not giving this life a choice? You know what I mean?
Why is that? Yeah, why does one person get the choice of one life? But also, man, it's like at the same time, you got to think from the women's perspective. Like, I was pretty good for them, Like, there's a whole lot of other reasons that,
Well, and see, that's the other reasons are where a lot of people, a lot of Democrats are Roe v. Wade supporters are fighting it, and they're trying to stand on these things like there's the big three for one: rape, incest, or that it's going to kill or harm the mother.
Right.
Okay. And that is where the overturning of Roe v. Wade gives the state the choice, because then it is the state's choice to decipher what is a necessary abortion versus, hey man, you don't feel like having a kid, kill it.
Yeah,
So
it's pretty effed up.
and I think that's a big difference. People are not deciphering exactly what has happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So basically, it's not, hey, it's free to kill anybody who is under 9 months old in the womb. Okay, that's the big difference.
Yeah.
It's just not, it's not legal anymore.
Yeah.
That's the overturning of Roe v. Wade. But your states are still allowed to delegate. And I've seen a lot of people like, oh, so if you have a tubal pregnancy, now the baby is doomed to die because it's tubal pregnancy, and the mother is doomed to die because it's now against the law to abort. No, that's not what this overturning means. Just as much as it doesn't mean that a woman who has a miscarriage, which is another thing I've seen, a woman who has a miscarriage is now responsible for murder. No, it doesn't mean that
that's
either.
ridiculous.
You know what I mean? Exactly. It's absolutely, it's preposterous.
That's ludicrous.
Why are
Surreal.
you looking at it from that perspective? That's not what this means at all.
That's just like the dumbest
I
thing you
mean,
could say.
if you look at
Literally.
the actual statistics over the last 50 years, the largest genocide that's ever happened in mankind is responsible solely by the Roe v. Wade amendment and Planned Parenthood. Largest genocide that we have ever seen in human history, because there is more deaths, more murders that are committed than all wars could possibly think of. It's crazy.
Mhm.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah.
That blew my mind just hearing that. That blew my mind.
Yeah. So it's just not so simple for somebody who doesn't want to, and I mean, and this is a problem that I heard that came up, was it was like, well, the hospital won't give me a vasectomy, or the hospital won't give me what's the woman version of a vasectomy?
Tubes tied.
Tubes tied, tubes singed,
Fallopian
whatever.
tubes tied, I think.
They
I
won't
believe.
do this because
Is
I
what
am
it is?
only this age, or they won't do this because I have no children, so therefore the hospital stance is they won't do this. Okay, well, that's messed up too, and that's something that needs to change. You know what I mean? If somebody says, look, I don't want to have any children, and I'm sure of that, then they should be granted that privilege at 18 or 21 if that's their decision. You know what I mean? And then it's their decision to suffer with for the rest of their life. If they decide at 36 that they wish they would have had kids, sorry, suck it up. You made that fucking decision.
True.
You know what I mean? And that's your decision. You know what I mean? But at the same time, as much as people want to argue it should be a woman's decision to abort their child, it should definitely be a woman's decision whether or not they want to have a child or not. You know what I mean? Just as much as a man should be able to decide if he wants to have children or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, is it fair to the man? Like, I want to have a child. She wants to have a child. And the next thing you know, 6 months down the line, she doesn't want to have a child anymore.
Yeah. And then
it's her body, her choice. You
Yeah.
have no say.
her body, her choice, your child is now murdered. That's
Right.
not fair.
That's not fair.
You know?
I mean,
And-
if we're
and at
gonna
the same
if we're gonna
time-
nitpick like situations like incest, rape, stuff like that, then we can nitpick those situations too. We can nitpick everything.
And that's where it is now left up to the state,
Yeah.
because there are situations like that.
and
that
there are
do
going
need
to be there are
nitpicked.
going
You know
to
what I
be
mean?
states. I mean, there are going to be states that
Yeah.
that let this happen,
Whoa, buddy.
and that's up to them.
I'm trying to hang myself.
Are you okay over there? Why were they?
so much
What the
Why
fuck,
were
man?
they?
What?
It was literally
Hold on.
wrapped around his neck, dude. No, I didn't even notice.
I need to be
God.
excused.
I didn't even notice. Yeah. As they just slumps over, like, what the fuck?
You know, I
This one's good.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Here we are. So I'm fair with all that stuff, but I don't think that it's cool that it's my body, my choice.
We can just get up whenever the hell we want.
What do you mean?
You just get up whenever you need to.
Oh, that's fine. Okay.
Cool.
I
Hell
just
yeah.
think that if we're saying my body, my choice. I think that we shouldn't make it up to the states. In my opinion, it's fine. I mean, it's not, but it for some reason it strikes a nerve with me. I don't know why.
To
Because
leave it to the states?
yeah, I mean, I think that it should be a choice because it's a tough topic to,
It is.
Discuss.
I agree. It is a tough topic.
and I don't think that we can have a lot of I don't think that we should have a lot of say in that kind of stuff. I mean, personally,
What?
I just it's my body, my choice. That's what I stand with, honestly, and so I really think that
Well, and I think the overturning of the Roe v. Wade is the fact that, you know what, we have realized enough that it's no longer just her body and her choice. There's another body that's being murdered.
right, that's true. That's
You know
true.
what I mean? So when we take that into consideration, it's like, wait a minute, why is she given a certain right,
To murder.
but the one
I'm just kidding.
the one
I'm just
without a
kidding.
voice isn't? You
That's-
know.
I know.
And then we can also look at it from a man's perspective, like Isaiah was talking about the 6-month situation where she's like, you know what, I decided I don't want to be with you and I don't want to have your kid, and gone. Clothes
like I
hanger,
said, it's a really
vacuumed
tough,
out. You know what I mean?
And that's the thing when you nitpick those situations like that. It's always the what if. So it's
There's
like
so many.
I could
what-ifs.
see where it's like just leave it where it was, where you could just go wherever you needed to go. But at the same time, it's like
Wonder what
It's-
else is
well,
going on.
and-
what Kansas City shuffle's happening
I
right
don't-
now?
I don't
well,
really know.
and I feel like the situation that's going to happen is you're going to have your liberalist blue states like California who are still, because it's left up to the state now,
Michigan.
they're going to allow what they want to allow, and the government can't step in there no more than they can step in anywhere else that doesn't allow it. You know what I mean?
right.
Which is a great thing about the way the United States of America was devised in the first place, because it is a United States, but our decisions are decided by the people, for the people, from the state, and then only afterwards does it go federal. You know what I mean?
Right.
So our states are allowed to decide their own laws. It's like we've always had the Bible Belt existence. We've had other states that has had crazy laws. You know what I mean? But that is the the benefit in the United States is that we allow a certain government to exist per state. You know what I mean?
Right.
So before we jump into break, this is something that I have seen all over, and it just bugs me so much about this shit. Is they say now that women are saying now that guns have more rights than they do, and they're comparing them to guns. It's like, oh well, the government banned abortions before they did anything about guns, and it's like, you guys are missing the point. Like,
Are you saying this because of that thing I shared on Facebook?
did you share something? What'd you share?
There was a thing on there.
You
that-
oh yeah, but with the
with
yeah.
that picture.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's talk about it.
Well, what I wanted to say first of all was I think it's really cool that there's all these companies that people might work for that are giving them. They're like, if you need to move to a state that allows that, then we'll let you do that. We'll allow you to relocate. I thought that was cool when I saw it personally.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I don't have a problem with that. I mean,
But what about guns? What does that have to do with guns?
well, see, let's be honest. When
Has
I
nothing to
shared
do
this,
with
I don't have a problem with guns at all.
No, I'm just asking, like, in general, like, why is that the comparison
Yeah. Why is that involved with,
with
we're talking-
abortions? We're not
right.
talking about guns.
Well, the thing that I shared was like the government is brave enough to. What did it say? The government is brave enough to send our kids to school, but not
make sure they're safe to go to recess, or
right?
something like that.
Which I don't agree with gun control. I don't want you in my house taking my shit. Like that's not something I'm
don't-
ever going to be good with.
No.
Don't fuck around with that shit.
Right.
But something is wrong.
Something has to be done.
Something's wrong for sure.
Something has to be done.
And I don't know what it is. I'm not. That's above my
I think
pay
the only
grade,
I think
but-
the only thing you can do is just the vetting process for buying a weapon. That that has to
even
be
then
like-
people slip through the cracks all the
Well,
time.
exactly. But that's
But
the
you wanna
thing
talk
is you're
about our-
always going to
you
have
wanna talk
that.
about our schools, though. In my opinion, with a man with children, I want a tighter security on schools. I want my
I agree with that.
teachers to be packing.
If
You know
they
what I
want
mean?
to,
I agree
yeah.
with that, and we had that at
I mean,
Georgetown too.
yeah. And it was a big
these,
issue
these,
then,
These
too.
are people, and I think that I feel like times have changed. You know what I mean? It was one thing when we sent our kids to school to learn something, and these teachers were responsible for our kids to learn certain things. But these teachers nowadays are responsible for our children while they're there.
Right, and that's the thing.
And,
if
leaving that responsibility to those educators and to those principals, whatever, everybody that's there at that school, we're leaving our children to
Yeah.
that responsibility.
exactly.
So we require, I think we should require that they take care of our children.
And
I
this
agree.
was the
You know what I mean?
problem. This was the problem we were having at Georgetown when this shit started coming. Because this was like this was
2 teachers that carried.
this
I
was
think.
years ago too. Like this was a while ago when
For
they
sure.
did that.
And that's two more than a whole lot of schools
Exactly.
out there.
So what
you know?
what the big issue was? A lot of people were saying like certain teachers who were going to carry. They thought that those teachers might flip out one day and shoot up the school.
But that is ridiculous.
But it's like
Is
think
it?
about it this way.
yes.
Think about it this way. You already put their lives
What about a substitute?
that you already give. They're not carrying probably. That's
Thank you, Rabbit Hole.
thank you, rabbit
I
hole.
say you give a substitute teacher a gun, you don't know what that
Well,
motherfucker's
you
going to do.
don't have to. You just
Okay, so
your,
substitutes are not allowed.
Yeah.
No. See, that's just shit you got to think about, though. I'm saying you got to nitpick when you make big ass decisions
There's a lot of
like
shit
this.
to think about, but I
Right.
mean,
There was a
for the most
substitute
part,
teacher
like
pack and
my principal,
killed all of the
he
students.
better have his AR in his fucking safe because I want him to protect all my kids.
but that's the
You know
thing,
what I mean?
right? Like at that point, you're basically saying I don't even if I don't trust this teacher with a weapon, but it's like you trust him every day not to hurt your children while
Yeah,
you're
but
not
the teachers
at
that
school?
carried at Georgetown had to go through
Yeah,
like a
right.
practice
And
scenario
also- and
where they
also,
were using.
You said there were 2 of them,
I think there
It's
was.
like-
and
two
I
of
know
them.
I think I know one
I
of
thought-
them.
And you're gonna trust the
Oh,
teacher.
ask
Can
me
we
on the break.
Can we say their name? I don't know if we can say their names.
I
or
would
not,
just
but-
ask me on the break.
Yeah, I think I know.
here's
But the thing is,
you're
like,
gonna trust you're gonna trust this teacher to teach your children, like educate them to be adults.
yeah, you're trusting.
But you're
them
not
with
going
that
to trust them to
much.
protect them.
Right. And like I was about to say, one of the
No,
teachers that
I'm not.
I'm pretty sure is one of them. He already was
I'll
into
just say
like
it, and I'll believe you can believe it.
okay, and those were the 2,
I
really?
think so. Well, who did you think? Oh well, that's very possible.
But that's the thing is those guys had shotguns before. Like they didn't hunt and
Oh,
shit.
I'm sure.
We
I'm
have
sure.
to cut that out too, but it's fine.
It's fine. We'll just bleep it out. I'll do it.
Fine.
I'll do it in
We got a
post.
wizard, dog. We
I'll
got a
fix-
wizard.
Fix it in post. But
But yeah, so that's the thing. Like, it's not like you're just giving some random person a gun. Like, I mean, these are people you trust with your
Exactly.
kids every day
And
For
okay,
years.
it's like here in Ohio,
in their developmental years.
we just went to a constitutional carry here in Ohio.
Yep.
And as an officer, I'm like, that's fine. I agree with that. But there is also the benefit of knowing who has a concealed
Right.
carry, because as an officer, I trust that person. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
like they have gone through the extra steps to carry legally and do what they need to do.
Yeah, because
You know
you're
what I mean?
you're already approaching every traffic stop like this guy has a gun.
He's got a firearm.
Yeah, exactly. You kind of have to.
When you know that somebody's already gone through all the process to properly know how to carry
Right.
and control their
That's a little more
firearm
trust in
and
'em.
shoot properly, yeah, I have more trust in them. Exactly. Well, I feel like the same way with our teachers. Why don't we train them on this?
Right.
You know
If
what
they
I mean?
want to. It's not like
And-
you don't got to force anybody
I mean,
to.
Is there anything wrong with going through a psychological background on our teachers?
No.
Like,
I think that's
he's kind
probably
of psycho.
probably a
Maybe
good
he
idea.
shouldn't be teaching our fucking kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Psychological background, perfectly normal.
Yeah.
We're talking about educators of America for the future to become. You know what I
Also,
mean?
during this entire conversation about the gun thing, did anybody think about abortion? No, because they don't coincide. And point made.
No, we're
And
talking about
time to go to break.
We're talking about the ones that survived.
It's time to go to break. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back after this short intermission.
after the break.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Jacob from Nightwalk. I just wanted to jump in the intermission real quick to remind you guys that if you're not following us on Twitter, you should be. At NightwalkPod3, hop on Twitter right now and give us a follow. You can like, retweet, comment, feedback, suggestions, ideas, love, hate. It doesn't matter to us. We just want to hear your voice. And if you're watching this on YouTube, thank you so much. We really appreciate the support. You can like, share, subscribe, comment, tell your friends about the videos, tell your friends about the new YouTube channel. You know, if you've mentioned Nightwalk before, just tell them there's a video of it. People love watching videos. And that's exactly what we want to give the people is what they love, because that's what we do. Thank you guys for all of the support. Let's get back to the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Nightwalk. Had to take a short intermission, like we always do, but we're back. And tonight, Izzy P had a topic that he wanted to bring.
Oh yeah, baby.
Actually, he wanted to bring it a few weeks ago, but tonight it fell into play. So, Izzy P, what do you got?
What I got, bud, is death. A lot of it.
Oh, wow.
Okay? Everybody gets to die. Everybody's dying. And we're all dead now. Okay?
Oh,
We're all dead.
gotcha.
Thanks for coming.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Deadwalk.
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 At night. Okay, so basically, that was leading into Afterlife. Afterlife is the topic. There's a couple different types of afterlife. We all know, right? You know, there's reincarnation, where you come back as a freaking animal.
That's like
Or-
the coolest one.
Yeah.
That's
Probably.
very, yeah.
One of the coolest
One
ones.
of the, is pretty
Maybe
freaking cool. What would you guys want to come back as an animal? What
An
creature?
orca
Or
whale.
anything.
Orca whale.
Start shooting pool. My brother.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And
could
if we
be-
all come back as orcas, we can all together kill things.
Our pod is going to be the fucking shit. You know what I mean?
But I want to be a fox.
Oh wow! Is it? Because, wow.
I don't know. I never gave much thought to it because I don't think that you get to choose that shit. Like if you die,
But if you could,
Why a fox?
because his last name's. Because he's the fox in the trees, bro. That's the fox in the trees you're talking to.
Okay. So you want to be a
Thailand
fox.
motherfucking fox.
So you want to be an orca too?
Oh yeah.
no, I think that I'd be. If we're all gonna be fucking fish, I want to be one of those angel fish with the big light on their head
Yeah.
in the cave with the teeth.
an anglerfish.
Is it anglerfish?
Angler.
What's the angelfish? There's two different.
Angelfish are pretty little.
Things. I don't fucking want that.
They're cichlids, and they
I
live
wanna
in
be a
aquariums.
kraken.
Well, there's those, but here's what I'd be one of those fish in a cave that doesn't have any eyes.
That's what an angelfish looks like right there.
No, I don't want that. I don't want that.
What do you want, buddy? You
Yeah,
want to be a dolphin?
angelfish are pretty for
no,
sure.
No.
Yeah, That's what I mean.
Anglerfish is the monster of the deep that you're talking
Show
about.
me the other thing.
With this
I got
little
you.
glow in the dark fishing lure.
You got that thing like the light.
You like fishing, don't you, Tyler?
I mean, I like. I enjoy it. Yeah.
I think.
Yep. Look at that ugly bastard.
Damn.
Ugh.
That
this
is
one
the
right there.
anglerfish.
Dude. Which one?
This one.
That's what I was just looking at. This one looks fucking nuts.
Oh, monsters of the deep right there.
That's me. So if you want to come see me, way down.
hit up,
if you wanna-
Tyler's line,
Tyler's
bud.
Afterlife. That's where he's going to be.
Yeah, he's gonna be in the depths of the ocean as a fucking anglerfish. Hell yeah.
Damn, son.
What about you, ZP?
I think I'm gonna take. Fucking, I don't know, man. I was thinking like an octopus. I mean, since we're going aquatic, you know.
We don't have to.
Yeah, you don't have to go.
Oh, not
You
aquatic.
go wherever you
Not
want.
aquatic. I want to go with like I don't know. I probably want to do something that has flight. Obviously, maybe like a bald eagle.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go,
That'd be a
go,
fun
go with
one.
the top. I mean, if you're going to, don't be a parrot. You know
Yeah,
what I
I
mean?
don't want to be a
Yeah,
parrot.
seriously.
Why the
That's,
hell would I
that's
fly?
why. Yeah, we're not fucking.
Something
Bald
mockingbird.
eagle, bro.
Right.
You know
We
what I
didn't. Me and Big T didn't choose bluegill.
Lucky I can't
You know
be
what
a
I mean?
fucking pterodactyl. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather be
That's,
a big
that's
ass-
like when Tyler busts in with angelfish. I want to be
I'm like, oh,
wait a minute, what the fuck?
Tyler wants to be a motherfucking angelfish, dog.
okay.
I want to be
Okay.
sweet and innocent in somebody's aquarium.
I want to
me,
get fed
motherfucker.
every day at 7:30.
Feed me and
when
look
they
at
wake
me.
up.
That's all I'm
Yeah.
here for.
Yeah, right.
You can Pavlov the fuck out of me, dude. I will
Tyler
respond.
just wants that companion, dog. He just wants somebody to take care of him.
He
Hell
just
yeah.
needs someone to lean on, man.
Okay, so obviously there's reincarnation, right?
Right.
We all find reincarnation badass.
It's the one. It's
That's
one of
pretty
the one of the more fun ones to
Well,
think about.
What
creatively.
about immortality?
See, but
But what do you mean?
Like,
wouldn't that mean no
okay,
death?
so
You mean like Christian religion or like
well, it
in
ties
the
in.
afterlife or
Christian definitely is immortality.
like in Indiana Jones where you drink from the Holy Grail and then you get like everlasting life
yeah, or like the
whatever
Fountain of
happens.
Youth or some shit like that.
And it heals all your wounds and all
Yeah.
that shit.
Then there's no
Well,
death.
I don't think that's a thing, but it could be. It could be. So there's
Okay.
that immortality, and then there's the other immortality. So you die, but your spirit lives on for
well, I think
Ever.
Isn't it like
I think
Christian
you're looking
religion,
at two. That's actually two different.
types
Words.
of immortality, isn't it?
You have immortal, which
Mm.
means
That's like
you don't
drinking from the
die
Holy
on
Grail.
like you don't die on your own.
yeah, right.
But then you also have eternal,
Mm.
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
Yep.
means your essence of life is forever.
Yeah,
Right.
like the flame at
So-
John F. Kennedy's grave.
Right. It's an eternal flame, not the immortal flame.
It's not indestructible, but it is eternal, which makes it indestructible like that. I don't know, but so anyways, go ahead.
Done fucked you up with my terminology, didn't I? It's like shit.
Yeah, this is
All right, and that's Afterlife.
sick.
And then there's the one that is everyone is most afraid of. Absolute fucking nothing.
Nothing. Yep.
Nothingness.
It is the most
Absolute-
terrifying
yeah.
because it's just
That
some
we were
people.
all just machines
See,
and we
and-
shut down. And
Yeah.
Some people
That's
find
it.
peace in that,
Some do.
you know, because there's nothing.
Yeah.
There's no problems. There's no nothing.
Right.
But
I
we
mean-
can't fathom that.
I have a hard time finding peace in that because then
I do
what
as
was it
well.
all worth?
Right.
You're right.
You know, what was the point of it all? If that's the if
That's
that's,
the
it.
thing, dude. We
You
gotta
know?
figure that shit out.
So,
Gosh.
but going back to like reincarnation. Okay, so I did a study years ago. Read this book, and I can't remember the author. I wish I could. I'd quote it if I could.
What's the book title?
The book title is God, but it's an acronym, God,
Ooh, I know what that means.
and it stands for Greater Organized Design.
Mm.
So it was an excellent book, but the author himself, he went back through. He was in a certain country. I think he was in Indiana or something like that. But a lot of what I researched was these children that would be like, you know, in their youth, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years old even, and they would have these re-encounters in their mind, and they could tell you specifically, like, I died here. This is what happened to me, when I lived before. They would tell you about their mom, their sisters, their brothers, and they could even tell you about how they died,
They wiped
And
that
I've
book
seen
from.
this, though. I've heard of
and
this.
they could
The
even,
internet.
well,
They've wiped
the
it from
thing
the
is-
internet.
Are you serious?
I can't find it.
No shit. So
Damn.
the research was even done as far as to look up
Oh,
some of
yeah.
these
Bring it.
encounters, looking back through, okay, fine, the kid says this, we're going to look up this family,
It's real.
lo and behold, they'd find the family
Yep.
and they'd be like, oh,
Dude,
you're talking about Charles.
And those are the.
Yeah, he was shot,
Yeah.
or he drowned in the Nile, you know what I mean? And it was like every re-encounter, they justified it. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
dude,
That's what the book was written about.
I remember hearing a story like that once where this person basically said that they were from like an Egyptian temple or something. It was
Yeah.
like a random ass building in the middle of the desert somewhere. I think it was Egypt, if I'm not mistaken. But like this like child would have never known anything about that shit. But like early on in their life, like they like started to gravitate towards like Egyptian just culture in general, and like would talk about their life basically beforehand. And then they confirm that that building is real. It's a real place, and that the child would have no idea of it beforehand.
of its structural
Yeah,
details
exactly.
and things like
and,
that.
and they knew
Details
everything.
that were just
because
impossible
they lived
for
there.
a child to know.
Right, they
Well, that's
lived there in that past life.
no different
allegedly.
than you see these kids that their parents, they take them somewhere and they're like fixated on a, or same thing, fixated on
Yeah.
a place, but it's like a historical thing in the 1800s, and they're like, oh well, that's I had blonde hair, and this kid, it exists, and they see the grave for this kid, and it's they make these
they could give
connections
you
with that stuff,
details,
things
the
about
specifics of the
Yeah.
encounter or the date.
that, or how they died.
where
That's a
it's-
big one too.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Right. And then, lo and behold, you look that shit up and find out
right.
Spot on. Right on the
spot on.
right on
Yeah.
the money, dog.
So that's one of the things that was so interesting about this book and its title, because its title, of course, was God,
right.
which may have been a turn off to a lot of people. But once you read the details of it, what you come to recognize is that nothing could be, like the machine,
Yeah.
the we live, we die,
Yeah.
couldn't be a possibility. The possibility of zero destiny is no longer a possibility because of the fact that we recognize that this person has existed from one body to the next. There's no doubt about it. You can't have thoughts that has happened before or after without a greater organized design. And I was like, I was blown away when I read this book, because that's what it set in stone for me. It was like, that is unfathomable. That is the perfect proof that there is some kind of greater organized design.
Right.
There has to be. Even if one that you didn't mention in Afterlife perspective was
Heaven.
a program,
Oh,
that
Oh,
we are
like
all part of a program.
simulation.
Well,
A
that's
simulation.
That's a whole nother thing. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're talking about Afterlife. So
Right. I mean-
only in a simulation factor
Would you start again?
could you, Ready Player One, re-up as a new player.
right.
What a game.
I think that, like, for me, the afterlife is really a complicated thing because I want to believe that there's a higher being, and for years it's been the Christian religion.
Right.
And as I got older, it was like there's just too many religions like spread out all over the world that, for me, I guess I call myself like a hopeful agnostic or something. Like, it's hard for me to believe that it's just one God or one
Over the
higher
next,
one
yeah.
higher being, but there's something. You cannot discount the fact that there's a higher being somewhere.
Exactly. Like I was saying with this book, it's like when you recognize the factors, if just a simple scientific logic person, when you look at the factors of these situations, you have to absorb the fact that there has to be some kind of greater organized design, because we're not in control of it, obviously.
Right.
You know what I mean? So there has to be something greater
Mm-hmm.
that's organizing this, designing this, and putting these things into perspective the way
Got
they,
so
they
many
are.
thoughts on this. You know, like I actually believe that there is, like, okay, so like when we die, we go either heaven or hell, right?
Or purgatory.
Or purgatory, right?
If you believe
There-
that, I don't know.
But I also believe that that is very basic. You know, going to heaven or hell or purgatory would be considered a basic way to go for, or the way that people that don't think a whole lot about it would go. You know, like I think that I can either go to heaven or hell, or maybe if I did well enough as I am right now, you know, if I continue on my path and I do way above the normal human, I might be able to go into a different spot that is named because we don't know knowledge of it.
Backrooms.
I don't know what that means,
shit.
but
Rabbit hole.
No, but
The back rooms. Didn't we talk about that before the
a
show?
little bit. I missed it though.
we're not getting into that
You know,
tonight. But
A personal story that I have that I think is really crazy is that, and I've heard other stories like this, so it's not an isolated story, but my stepson, Jansen, when he was around 2 years old or so, you know, could talk, verbalize his feelings, and say things. He stated that, well, I'm here because this is the family that I wanted to be in. That I
Wow.
decided
Are you
when I was in heaven
serious?
that this is where I wanted to be.
can we get this guy on the show?
yeah. But he's only like 9, so I'm just saying.
Hey, that's fine. It's cool.
But it is something that he clearly stated that, you know, I decided to be with this family because it was my favorite family. It
Wow.
was the family that I chose. You know what I mean?
That's kind of
And
nuts.
When you think about that, and like I said, it's not an isolated thing. There's other people who have said similar
Yeah.
things, and especially young children.
Wow.
You know, like we've even talked about here on the show, when the veil is still
right.
not
You're
there.
pure.
There's no veil.
You
know what I
haven't
mean?
been.
It's
You haven't
like-
been fed
It
nothing.
was like I was just there, and now I'm here.
I mean, when you
and,
you know
you know?
nothing about anything like that, then it's like when you start spewing words like that and
Yeah.
facts like that, it's like,
Yeah, you're
Right.
like,
where are you getting?
Where did you
this
learn
from?
that
It's-
shit? If you haven't even
And
been
the
on the
confidence
earth long
behind it,
enough.
you know,
Yeah.
yeah, I was just in heaven, and
Like,
then I was
you
like, I want to
can-
go to this
yeah.
family, and now guess what?
I
I
like
got
them.
the family I
Yeah.
wanted.
I like them. That's where I want to go.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's messed up. And, you know, another one of those things that just kind of supports
Would
the
you-
greater organized design.
I'll put it in my phone.
It's
You guys have looked into prophets and
You got it?
foreseers of the future, right?
hmm We've talked about them.
Right. I mean, I think we can all agree they exist. There's people who have seen the future.
Oh yeah.
You can't get that fucking lucky. You know what I mean? Couldn't see the future if there was not a greater organized design. You couldn't.
There's no way because it's already
It's
there.
impossible.
It's already there.
That means somebody designed it before you were ever there.
And for some reason, you knew.
Mm.
That is amazing.
This is how small we are.
Yeah.
Like
Man,
it's
if we get into fucking universe shit, like, can you just think about where you're at?
Yeah.
So we're in the Milky Way, right?
Where?
The Milky Way galaxy. We're in this.
Yeah.
But think about all these other galaxies that exist outside of that.
The baby
The-
root.
So you're
Species,
like, we're nothing. We're
the
nothing.
infinite amount of galaxies in the universe.
It drives me
like,
nuts. It really does. Like, if you get down that rabbit hole, it's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Think
You-
about how
you
many
lose yourself
universes
in
there
that
are.
shit. That's the thing. Like, is this the only universe, or is
No,
this
absolutely not.
is this
Absolutely not.
our universe, our infinite universe? There's
Yeah, we're just
somewhere
There's 7 different
Somewhere
infinite universes.
something is harboring our endless universe in its own endless universe.
Probably a sphere.
It's just
probably
forever and
spherical.
ever and ever.
Well, you know,
and
when
ever.
I think about it on that scale,
We need
I-
to get
I often-
Neil deGrasse Tyson on the show.
oh
Yeah.
my God, yes, I would love that. Yeah.
the answers
like-
to the universe.
Okay, we've all seen Men in Black, right?
Yeah.
So what is? I think it's the Men in Black 2,
Where the doorways
where they open
lead
up the
to-
locker and they show, you know, the world, and they show the world and the galaxy and the universe, and then the next thing you know, it's inside of a marble,
Mhm.
and you guys are just playing with it. You know what I mean?
That's a
The
whole,
aliens are
whole
just playing with
universe.
Right. And when you watched it from the beginning, the whole universe was on the cat's necklace that they were going after.
Yep.
You know, it's on Orion's belt. It's on Orion's belt. So they're looking at the constellation. It wasn't on the constellation. It was on the fucking cat named Orion,
Yeah.
and it had a whole goddamn galaxy on its
Yep.
collar. You know what I mean? That is what is mind blowing. You know, and it's like Horton here's a Hugh. Who?
A
You know what I mean?
Hugh.
Horton,
Here's
a
Hugh.
Hugh. A
What-
Hugh.
What-
Didn't mean to emphasize the H on that one.
But what hue is it? Do you know?
Yeah. Nice. Wow.
Well, I mean, like, have you ever seen the movie with fucking the man, the myth, the legend, Tom Hanks?
I thought you were gonna like name off some other movies that it was in, but you just took all this time to like figure out who it was. Like,
Yeah.
What movie?
Now I forgot the fucking movie. Hold on. Oh, it's where basically it was a movie about the germs inside of him, and it was a kids show. It was a cartoon.
Are you talking about like Inside Out? Tom Hanks was in it. No, what the
Tom Hanks was in it.
what the hell?
Thinking
Yeah,
Tom
kids
Hanks.
show.
Maybe I'm not thinking.
You
Tom
say
Hanks.
kids show
Maybe
and
I'm
Tom
not
Hanks, I
Hanks.
think of big.
Maybe
Kids show Tom Hanks.
Maybe I'm not.
Germs
thinking Tom
inside of him. I don't
Hanks.
know.
All right, hold on. I'm trying. I just saw it. the
There are
other day.
no kids should be inside of Tom Hanks.
No, there are no kids inside of Tom Hanks.
Nor vice versa.
Vice
But it
God
was
damn
basically
You
basically a
understand?
movie about like like all the germs had like
All right,
personalities and whatnot.
That sounds like Inside Out, don't it? Or no, that's like thoughts, aren't? Or that's those are emotions. Yeah.
Emotions.
Tom Hanks Germ Show.
That's I don't, that's not gonna give a whole lot.
Oh, there it is.
The Good Germ. Jeremy the Germ is painfully gross roommate.
That's talking Tom. We don't.
Yeah, I am lost.
Are you
Yeah,
sure it's
I am
Tom
lost,
Hanks?
dude.
You took an awful long time to think about that.
I think it's Tom Hanks. I'm not too sure. I hope it is Tom Hanks. I would hate
Movie
to be
about
wrong.
germs inside somebody.
Is it like newer, older?
It was like 2000 something. 2000.
Sure, we're not talking
Inside
about like
a
a
body.
osmosis
Inside a
Jones or
2010.
something.
2000 to 2010.
Osmosis Jones.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's what I
that might
said.
be it.
That's what I said. I just said that. Osmosis Jones.
That's fucking Bill
That
Murray.
wasn't Tom Hanks.
Bill
at
Murray,
all.
son of a bitch. Son of a bitch.
I was like, "Are you sure?"
I don't know where the fuck.
You know, I never watched that movie. I just never.
Me neither. It's a show,
But
isn't
I've seen the poster.
Or is it a movie?
It is.
You
It's,
know
it's
the
a
guy.
good. It's a good movie.
It's a comparison to
I've
Horton
seen
Hears a
it,
Who,
but
in a way.
I've
But
seen
it's
one
like, what's
cell
going
of a
on
guy.
inside you?
I know that's funny.
Yeah.
one cell of a guy.
Sorry, that wasn't that funny, but I thought it
No,
was.
it was funny.
It hit, bud.
It
It
definitely
hit.
hit.
Good.
It definitely hit.
All right.
So is it time to wrap it up?
Yeah.
All right.
But why? Wait, hold on.
But-
Why
but-
the hell did you bring that up?
Yeah.
What was your point?
It was a compare. So like Horton Hears a
Oh,
Who.
so
There was a
Horton
whole.
Here's a Hue.
Horton Hears a Hue.
Okay, okay.
There's a whole life going on inside a dandelion. There's a speck on a dandelion, you know, and then
Horton
there's a
Hears
whole
Hue.
life going on inside your body. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's kind of like the Grinch, right? It's
Right,
it starts
right.
as the snowflakes, and you go into the snowflake, and then that's like where Whoville and shit's at.
Still talking about Dr. Seuss, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Really?
he had an
Is that what
insight.
happened?
Yeah, at the beginning of the live action.
Yeah. I think that's just an
but I never-
insight that he had on how small
don't think
and
so?
Significant we are.
do we
No,
do we have
no,
that
no.
movie on deck? Can we find it?
I just never.
We don't have
Listen,
time.
motherfucker. I'm 25. I'm too fucking old. I don't remember
You-
live action Grinch. I
But I mean,
watched it.
Like
With
you,
Jim Carrey.
Yeah, don't you watch it every year like everyone else?
We're stopping the podcast. Tyler's got to go home and watch the live
Watch the
action
Grinch.
Grinch.
I'm gonna watch it tonight and then come back, and you're
Yeah.
gonna be here, right?
Yeah, I'll be here.
Okay.
All right.
But
If
like-
I'm not, it's because you wanted me to be here.
Oh, okay. What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say it's. I don't know. It's the relevance of the size comparison between Horton Hears a Hue,
Who?
Osmosis Jones,
Horton News a Hue.
Hugh.
Hugh.
Hue.
It's who?
Hue.
With
It's
it-
just who.
It's who?
Here's a Hue.
Yeah, probably not. It's okay. We can just wrap up with this one, right?
My shot's been dead for hours. So
That one's going.
That was done.
That one's not going.
Still going.
Don't fuck it up,
We can't see the.
I was hoping to find the button. I didn't find it.
man. I don't want to stop though.
I
That's
was just gonna
work.
wrap it up with like
I know we got to, but
You
I
know,
don't want to wrap it up.
we
It's-
think about the smaller like on Horton Hears a Who and Osmosis Jones and the smaller that we may very well oversee, but then in our afterlife. So to pick, like, this is the life I want to live. Like, I want that family. That's pretty cool, right? But what if, we talk about, I would say uninspiring, like to degrade would be to look at the animal kingdom that lives below us in some ways, with the exception of our opinion of the orca.
Of course, which is the apex predator.
And, and he wants to be a bald eagle, which are awesome, and angelfish. But
those fish look
but-
like fucking wallpapers.
but what if
They do.
What if we
Default
are
wallpaper.
What if we are just an insignificant being on a much smaller scale, and there are larger scales to be a part of? You know what I
Right.
mean? Like I said in the Men in Black, where you're an alien rolling the marbles of the universe. You know what I mean?
Like they're just marbles.
Yeah. Like, can I be a marble roller? You know what I mean? What if I can
Maybe we
aspire?
are.
What if you can aspire higher than this human existence?
What if each one of the cells in our
You know,
body
That's
is
what I
a
was getting
universe?
at, but with the afterlife,
Yeah,
there is
too fucking far-fetched,
unlimited
come on.
immortality, and then reincarnation comes in along with immortality. I'm good.
Is it really that far fetched?
You know what I mean? Like think about it like that. Maybe it's immortality at dying, and then after you're there for like 1 billion years or whatever, how long, you just decide where you come back and what you come back as.
That's what I mean.
And that's
we
the
eternal. We get to
reincarnation.
live forever.
Right.
That is soul purpose. That is our soul. We essentially are eternal beings that continue to live forever and ever. It's only the incarnate of our bodies right now that live and die, but our souls are eternal, and then we can choose where we come back.
Well, I mean,
So I do have this one other thing. I gotta say this. all
Well,
right?
you're at the time limit, bud.
I don't give a fuck. I gotta talk about it. Bye.
we'll pay you overtime.
Yeah.
Will ya?
Yeah.
Will ya?
Yeah.
All right. Well, you got to listen to this because this is interesting. I was talking about this with one of my kids the other day, and the fact that we talk about people talking about living past lives, having past lives, right? Like living back in the days of Egypt or medieval times or the Old West, whatever. People have these ideas of their past lives, right? Well, as time and the formality of time and space, is it possible to relive in the same time period?
Oh wow, that's very cool.
That's what I was kind of wondering
That's
because
awesome. That's very deep too. I
because
mean,
what you were just saying, like it's always Egyptian times, ancient Egyptian times, or
But-
the Old West, or something.
but
Like, why
here's
isn't
some- but
it
listen,
not?
But we
so
know
close?
that time is not linear.
Right.
We know that time is only a perspective of man
Mhm.
as we exist right now today. Time, we know, changes all the time. We even know time travel in itself is obviously possible. We can go
Oh,
to
yeah.
the moon and slow shit down. You know what I mean?
Right.
We can go to Mars and really slow shit down.
Mm-hmm.
We can send a shuttle out into outer space far
Also-
away from here and bring it back and slow shit down by years.
two things. Did you watch Interstellar?
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
That's how you probably got it.
That's Isaiah's favorite movie.
Damn, that movie's so fucking
It is
weird.
ridiculous,
It's deep.
dude.
And another thing, so I told him, I said I went through a surgery and I done meditation to sleep because of pain, and I couldn't take the pain pills because my dad thought that I would get hooked on them, just because he wouldn't let me. He just didn't want me to take them. So I got doing meditation, and I did a lot of meditations. But after my surgery, I kept doing them. One of them I did was past life regression. So you're doing this meditation it's a guided meditation, but you're doing this meditation to, you listen to the guy and you close your eyes and you're going to sleep. But I've done it twice, and both times I did it, one time was like a ship, and I saw like Viking shit, like crests and things, and so I don't know. I mean, it doesn't go really deep, and then the other one was like wolves. It was weird, but I know I think
That's
that
nuts.
it's
Cool
true, and
stuff.
I've never had the same two thing. And I've tried it after that. I never got them again, but it was for me. I mean, it meant something. It was weird.
Yeah, I mean it's
But I
I
think
probably should mean something that, and that's the thing. Like when you break it down, that came from somewhere. You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't know where, but the Viking thing I can believe for sure.
Yeah.
But-
And the shit is just it's not manifestable on its own without some kind of.
I mean, fuck, I don't think about Vikings all day.
Pre-thought.
Anytime, it's not something I'm interested in at all. I mean, like deeply. I mean,
Yeah.
so for me, it was odd. But-
Yeah, that's pretty strange.
that is wild. I
So
want to
I
try
didn't-
that now.
Do it. It's cool.
Have you ever done free meditation?
I don't know what that is, but I do
Basically,
guided.
It's just basically where you meditate, but without like any.
Are you
purpose,
hanging
just-
yourself again?
No, I'm untaking my headphones.
Oh, okay. No, I've never done that.
It's
I-
just basically meditation without any purpose whatsoever. Just
All-
object yourself to the point, the spot in your mind's eye, and then let it flow freely. Am I kind of right about
Yeah,
that?
yeah, basically.
Okay.
So yeah, all the stuff I've done is guided. So for sleep or like past life regression, there's a lot of different things you do it for. But
I think I'm about to start some guided meditation.
You should.
myself.
You
I think I
really
got some-
should.
yeah, I got some ideas with it I want to try. So I'm gonna-
here's some homework. Everybody, do some guided meditation for past life regression. Then we'll come back in 3 weeks or 2 weeks or whenever, and we'll say, hey,
See
did
if
you
any
do
of us
this?
Came up with anything?
Just give it a shot.
That'd
Okay.
be cool. That'd be cool.
yeah.
Sounds cool.
But until next time, then. Yeah, for now, it's time to wrap it up and get out of here. Me and Izzy P and Tyler got to get up early tomorrow, go to work. So we're jumping out of here. But it was a great show. I'm glad we got to get in here, and we got a new setup going. This isn't even the final setup, which is great. We're gonna make it just absolutely great.
Perfect. Perfect. It's gonna be perfect.
Yeah.
Lots of work, but we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
'Cause
But
it's worth it.
until then, till next time. Everybody have a happy 4th of July. Celebrate, be safe, and have a great week and a weekend to you fellas for sure.
Definitely.
I'm Jacob, signing out of Nightwalk. Good night.
Hey, it's Big T. It's been great. I'm so happy to be back in here. It's gonna be a couple weeks, but we'll be back to you soon. We love you. Good night.
Izzy P, it's good to be back. I hope you guys missed my freaking face. I will see you next time. Izzy P's out.
And then I'm the new guy, but I'm Tyler the Wizard. So see you soon. Have a good 4th of July.
And speedy recovery to Pete as
Yeah.
well.
Yes,
We
for
missed
sure.
him tonight, that's
we,
for sure.
we missed
so.
you tonight, Pete. So hopefully you can be back in here
Get
soon.
back up and ready, cuz.
So, but where'd it go? Later.